Hey guys, I'm back with another Play and Explain this time because honestly those take less effort to make and therefore I can upload them more frequently. But I hope you still enjoy them and let's jump right into it. We have 40 entries in the pool, which is kinda good for lunchtime, I'd say. And already have a limper here on table 1, which we're gonna ISO. And hit a nice flop where I record court course the ISO. Normally I would play overbet or check straight on this kind of board. Now it changes a bit. I still wanna bet big, I think. Maybe I size down to pot now, which is, yeah, close to like a 3E sizing. Unfortunately, he didn't hit anything, it seems like. 8-4 suited here is a little bit too weak. 8-5 I would defend, I think. But here, versus this price, we can even defend 6-2 suited, I think, because the size is so small. Then you have to kinda defend close to any suited hand. Always make sure to watch out about the opening sizes, the different ones, because the pre-flop ranges change quite dramatically. King 9 here, obviously an easy open, especially with a green player in the blinds, but with the free bet we are not gonna defend it. Easy free bet. And here easy call. Don't really know the green player on the left table, but regardless I will start with a small cbet on flop. Recreationals like to attack those small bets a lot, but yeah, we can defend a normal sized raise in position from him. And now on this turn I just fire again. And yeah, second barrel is enough. Table 2 here versus UTG and on double flush draw boards where we have a lot of other stronger hands to defend, I can just fold my second pair without additional equity. Here versus a regular I would play 75 or check, but against a green player I will just start with a small bet again and go from there. Now on turn we will check back and probably bluff catch many rivers. Here sevens. Yeah, with a green play and a small blind and the small open size I call. And now I think we can value bet on table 2. Just annoying that some recreationals tend to not value bet their ace-x themselves, but still he has a lot of 10x and lower pairs. So I think the bet is good. Yeah, that's what I meant. But yeah, I still like my bet. Here we'll start with a check back on table 1. Once he checks turn again, we have a lot of small bets in theory. I actually studied this spot before I recorded this video. Um, and yeah, sevens is a mix. Actually, I roll pretty high, so I checked this time and then um, table 2 I start with a check. And now on table 1, I think we like always have the best hand in reality here. I think he just mostly has ace highs. I mean, in theory this won't be a value bet, but I still gonna do it. And here on table 2 I start with a check. So yeah, it's important to know that, or to say at least that I don't think that theory or like a GTO cbet, especially without a heart and everything. But yeah, when I think that I always have the best hand, or almost always, then yeah, why shouldn't I value bet it? And table 2 here, bad run out. But we have been behind all the time, so the heart didn't matter really. It didn't save us any money though neither, because I would have folded the river anyways, also on a non-heart if you value bet it, so. Five for suited here, we roll two, and maybe this guy in the big blind is a recreational, so we end up flatting. And here, don't have many hands on this guy. I think I start with a check. Table 1, start with a core. And now table 2. It's not a great spot to bluff. He will probably snap us with. Yeah, I just go very large. I don't know this guy and hope that he folds an ace. But I wouldn't be surprised if he also snaps it, so it's very player dependent. And here, table 1 now, obviously an easy fold. Table 1 here, easy core for ace 9. And yeah, again, we are mainly looking to check it down. Unless we are denied, then we can value bet it. Hope for a core, because yeah, we should always have, almost always have the best hand. And he called us with pocket fours. Looks okay. Here we called 4-bet. Maybe now finally we get a bigger pot. No, but we still take it. Queen 10 here is not a pure open. Yeah, again, the imposition players look a little more on the tight side, so. And here pocket jacks is pretty close, I think. Yeah, I think it's not a pure 4-bet, and we roll 79. So yeah, I end up folding. But it's very close for sure. Aces, okay. Maybe finally get some action. Versus the same player type. I start with a 75% bet. Not sure what his range looks like. Oh, the button play looks very tight actually. Yeah, okay, I'm already very concerned, especially when holding the ace hard, and because I think he's a very tight player, so might do some exploit forts on earlier streets. won't be a thing in theory, but as said, he looks just very, very tight. Yeah, I mean that's a snap forward. Yeah, it's can can give him a new labor. So yeah, I think it would be a big mistake to call off here, especially as said when we have the ace hard. I was already very concerned on flop as said, and on turn, yeah, I think it's a very losing core. Here we have a mix. We roll 12, so I think I can see, but it's 12% of the time for sure. Table 2, I started for core. And yeah, looks also very nitty this guy. Um, yeah, I actually just start bluffing every two, I think, versus this kind of player. Mostly they overfold huge versus probes. And here versus the mean open versus a weaker player, although it looks on the hands I have that he doesn't open like ever. um, yeah, now when we hit the 7 we call, but we'll end up folding on turn. Here this board hits us very well when there are two high cards, so we can have a high frequency cbet even, blind versus blind. On most brick turns like this one, I will play overbet or check, and king queen is strong enough to overbet here. Again, two recreationals, but we have the nut low hand too. But I think I would, yeah, I still open even this hand. So because so far they on the hands I have, they've never free bet yet. So it should already print pre for us seeing free cards, and then we have to watch out to not overbluff. Now he. Wait. So second table I roll very low. That's why I 4-bet here. And table 1, mostly those donks are also pretty overbluffed. Yeah, I will call, but I mean ace high boards they hit a lot, so I'm not sure about this one to be honest. And now I will end up folding on table 1 and concentrate on table 2, where I c-bet small. I only play small c-bets here. And yeah, on this turn we size up because yeah, it's a mistake to many people play small c-bet here again, but you don't really put a lot of hands into a tough spot like this. I wonder if we can go even bigger than this. I play half pot and jam on like clean rivers. And here versus 3x open from UTG. Yeah, I think that's mostly a fold and maybe even a pure fold because it's already mixing against 2.5 I think, so especially at this rake structure. Table 2 we size up a bit because we are deeper. Okay, so he has the right labor. um, Now, hmm, in a normal heads up spot I would play half pot or check here and would mix with sevens. I have no clue how the cold call range of this guy looks like. Yeah, I think I start with a check. And honestly, not entirely sure what to do against this. It's really bad that I don't have many hands from him. Oh, when he bets into tool here, maybe I should already fold it after he card. I'm not sure. Maybe that's a bad call on table 2. Think he mostly gonna jam turn now. The- So we mostly core flop and then fourth turn, which is not great. I mean, we can hit additional equity, of course, but yeah, I think now it's just a fold. But yeah, it's a weird spot, and yeah, you can't really use any fury in this kind of spot, so you basically want to have some reads, and when you have no reads as well, then it's getting kinda hard and bit of a freestyle spot. And here on table 2, um, the big blind, not sure. Don't really know this guy. We roll low though. Yeah, I will end up calling. And start with a check on flop. Nice turn for our hand. Table 1 here, we start with a cbet. When they both check to us in this multi-way spot, I'm not 100% sure which sizing I should take. But yeah, I start with 75 and bluff most rivers with this hand. And turn here, exploitatively, I think I will. I mean, it's not really exploitatively, so I will fire again and then check back rivers. Don't think I face too many check raises on turn. And here ace 5 can already forward flop. Ace queen here. I will free bet. Can also mix him some cores on higher stakes. Ah, and the rake is lower. But mostly ace queen will be a free bet. Thinks about four betting, it seems like. And yeah, in theory it's pretty close here with ace queen. I think it's a mix. Yeah, doesn't look like he's four betting enough really, so I end up folding it pure. And here versus a recreational, start with a small c-bet, go from there, check the turn, and on this river I'll probably bluff catch, yeah, easy call. He even value bets was. Ace king here. We will court 4-bet if this guy comes along, yeah, which he does. So the court 4-bets are smaller in theory. If it would be a normal heads-up spot, I would 4-bet to 20 VB, but I will size down here in the court 4-bet spot because our range is very strong. Table 2 here we can probably range bet, so I will do that. And we hit a very good board for our range. That's why I just gonna cbet my entire range for 25 here. And we continue firing on turn. I just wonder if I should size up here. Because, again, similar to the last spot, I'm not really incentivized to bet um, hands like pocket jacks here anymore for 25. So I basically say that I have a king or stronger already. Maybe it's close with queens, but yeah, I think this is the preferred sizing, and unfortunately we run into a set there which is very unlucky and unlikely because yeah, it's basically. I mean, maybe sometimes has sixes, but yeah, it's a very printing core here where we should have the best hand mostly. Although once people shove on turn here in a court forward, but I'm not sure how printing it really is then in reality, but yeah, it's all good. Here this guy did his first free bet since I tracked his hand here on the hut, so um the big blind guy is just an insane nit. He has 6 VBIB on decent sample. Yeah, that's why I just gonna open 10-9 here as well. Because yeah, he will just end up folding like always. Here on table 1 I play overbet or check on this kind of texture. That's why we check back our sevens here. And table 2 easy free bet. And now once he uses 2x overbet, it's not great already, but we end up calling. And here on table 2, yeah, I will just pure jam this. And table 1, we hope for, yeah, basically for a flush draw give up or something. Yeah, that's what he had. Also nice to win with queens there. Another ace king, so we're getting some premiums. No? Um, yeah, normally I only play small sizing. Here blind versus blind. Yeah, I think I can do it versus him as well. Once he snap checks, I think we always have the best hand, so I will exploitively just size bigger and wanna get value from his like pair plus draws. Again, this is not a Fury line, but once he snaps again, I think he exactly has like either a top pair or some pair plus. Yeah, I think I go pot. Maybe I should. Maybe 75 is good as well, but I just think I mostly have the best hand. Although he looks so tight, so maybe 75 is better, but because this looks pretty strong and he might fold some king X now as well. Yeah, I think flop turn is good. River, I mean, can't be too bad, but maybe 75 would have been slightly better. So another hand where timing tails are quite worth something. Yeah. I will size up a bit again because we're a bit deeper. And here, as a decent opponent, I think I will check back with this hand most of the time. And also check flop without the heart. Start with a cbet table 1 and table 2. I can fold my queen high here already. Villain should not have any raises in position here, in theory. So not sure. Probably tanks with if you should core, which is kinda good when we look at timing tiles again. So because then I think I mostly have the best hand. But still, this hand will check on turn. Let's hope that it was not just a random timing tell. And on river, I will block this hand and hope for a core from lower pocket pair or something. And let's hope that it didn't hit his sevens on river. Table 2. Oh, he had queens. Not sure why he tanked flop. But yeah. Looks like he lost the minimum because he flat pre. Which is not a bad play in those positions, but still. Here we defend our ace-8. And we start with hitting a pair, so we won't fold yet. Interesting that he checks. You have when you play a small sizing strategy here, you can probably even range bet this, so yeah, it looks like an aggressive opponent who probably has a lot of check raises as well. I end up checking back here, and we hit a wonderful turn. Here on turn, he should play a big sizing strategy, yeah, which he does. So that's well played by him. And it's probably a very good hand to bluff catch river as well when there comes a brick, because he should never bluff an 8 or with the ace of diamonds. So I think it's pretty good. Jack 10 gets there on river. Some 9x bluffs, which is also not great because now he can check something like 10-9 suited or Jack 9 suited. We roll 10 though. It's just a bluff catch. Yeah, a little bit sus that he checked flop. But yeah, it's a decent reg, and so I hope that he finds some bluffs. And yeah, which he did. So I think my play is fine in theory. As said, I think it's a good bluff catching hand. And I'm playing against a good opponent, which doesn't show you the nuts all the time here, so. And tens here, it's a mix. We roll very low, so we're gonna 4-bet this time. And when he jams, oh, it's very close. Let's look at some. I think in theory, this is actually a pure core from what I know. I mean, in those positions, he should not really jam too much with queens and jacks, and that's why tens is not that terrible, because his range is a lot of like ace king, and then obviously some kings and and aces. I mean, in these positions, he can also jam with aces quite a bit. Yeah, I end up calling, but I'm not sure. And this is a great result. Let's hope that we hold. At least one. Yeah, turn. Oh no. I wanted to say it looks good, but yeah, it was a bad run out. Yeah, I'm not sure about pre-flop. as said, it's very close. And yeah, he's aggressive, so I think it it can't be too bad in reality here as well. Um, Here table two, we roll very high, that's why I'm gonna check. But otherwise, this hand can obviously see bet, not see bet, but bet as well or step as well. And yeah, I think I gonna sit out next big blind here. I recorded a longer session this time, but I definitely have to cut out some parts where I was only folding. So I think it's good that I recorded a bit more. And here on turn, I'm not 100% sure about sizing, but from what I know, I think you place a lot of small bets here because you want to bet a lot of pairs. So even the weaker ones. And yeah, I only want to play one sizing with my whole range here, and I think then I will play small size and bet a lot of pairs. And I will call this bet. I mean, it looks strong, but also my hand is stronger than it looks like. And that's an interesting river now. He should check a lot, I think. Ay, ay, ay. I wonder if this hand gets bluffed as well sometimes. I roll very high though, or pretty high. Yeah, I think I go with the bluff catch, but maybe for this, I don't know what's better, to be honest. Yeah, might review this one as well. I think it's close, but should be fine as played. And let's end the session with a table full of greens, I guess. Yeah, still, yeah, still I end up folding this. The recreational looked more on the tighter side. All right, didn't run too hot this session, but I hope my plays have been fine and I hope you enjoyed the content and see you in the next one.